It'll be tough to sugarcoat this one. The Warriors go scoreless over the last 2.5 minutes of the game. They get outscored 21-6 after leading the Nuggets 109-98 with 6:13 left in the game. They've lost 5 straight games. They've lost 8 consecutive games to the Denver Nuggets. And that's a tough one to swallow. The first 10 games, they were 8-2. Last 10, they're 4-6. And we're going to try to figure out what's going on with the Golden State Warriors here on Toyota Warriors Postgame Live with the Hall of Famer Chris Mullin, NBA champion Festus Ezeli. I am Bonta Hill. Wow, they were rolling. Great minutes from Moses Moody. Great minutes from Jonathan Kuminga. Steph, even though he was struggling, dropped the second double-double. But crunch time again, in their 6th straight crunch time game, the offense goes awry.
Man, Bonta, this game was everything that you were hoping it was going to be. If you're a fan watching the NBA Cup game, this is exactly what you wanted. You wanted the energy from the Warriors going against the Denver Nuggets. The Warriors trying to snap a 4-game losing streak came in with that energy, and the Denver Nuggets trying to snap a 2-game losing streak at home. So the Warriors were playing without Draymond Green. And what do you need? You need Jonathan Kuminga to attack you. He did just that, 9 for 18 from the field. Incredible game by him. The bench did a much better job in the second half after scoring 10 points in the first half, scoring their 30s in the second half, but could not close in the clutch. The Warriors could not close tonight in the clutch. Were scoreless, 2 minutes left in the game. Wow, this is a tough one. This is a stinger.
And they got off to a great start in the fourth quarter. They were dominating that fourth quarter early. And as you mentioned, Bonta, the crunch time minutes has been a problem, offensively getting shots up. They got 16 more field goal attempts, which is still puzzling to me that they don't pull a game out when they get that many more field goal attempts. The Nuggets got to the free throw line. I think they made 13 more free throws. Steph had a really good game, nice double-double. Jokic was big time. This was a really good game, but the execution, that's what we talked about 5 games ago when they had that practice. Steve Kerr was going to really hunker down and try and get that execution together. That's been a problem.
When we look back at this game, it could be the 2 runs here at the end of the first half and, of course, the end of the fourth quarter. Let's pick it up at the end of the first half because the Warriors were rolling up 54-42. And at this point, or we'll pick up the fourth quarter run, pick up the fourth quarter run where the Warriors came out and outscored Denver 21-8 to start the fourth quarter, I should say. And they were down 5 heading into it. Moses Moody playing with desperation. He was huge in the fourth quarter. As you mentioned, Fez, he fell. The bench really picked up the slack. They scored
look at slow-mo.
They scored 21 in that fourth quarter.
Fast. I thought the bench did an incredible job getting steal. Look at the big fella in the open floor. Go get him, TJD. This right here is when the Warriors are at their best. The whole bench was playing with so much energy, getting stops. The ball was moving. And when that happens, I mean, the Warriors ended up tonight with 36 assists. When the ball's moving like this, you get great shots. I thought at the end of the game, it got down to the Warriors watching. They started watching and standing still, and they did not get these quality shots that you see right here. That's a stinger.
You see those plays in the fourth quarter there, early in the fourth. That shot by Moses Moody put them by 10. They had a 12-point lead. You know, when you get up by 10 and 12 on the road, you need to extend that to 16 or 18, give yourself a little cushion. Steph was on the bench, but Denver kept it close. And then down the end of the fourth quarter, Jokic took over.
Before we pick it up to crunch time, we had to run at the end of the first half. Some technical difficulties. They were up 54-42. Denver ended the first half on a 15-3 run. But let's pick up the crunch time tape here because the Warriors bench, they scored 21 points. Overall, 31 points in the second half after scoring just 10. But then Steph Curry comes back in the game and Jokic just took over. He scored 38 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and they made all the winning plays. Again, they ended the game on a 21-6 run.
Bonta, look at every one of these shots that the Denver Nuggets got were exactly what they wanted. Right here at the rim, offensive rebounds. They were getting fouled. They fouled a 3-point shooter at one point. I mean, everything that you wanted to happen for the Denver Nuggets, they did. And everything that you did not want for the Warriors to do, they did on the defensive end as well. So you didn't get a shot, and you were fouling or giving up layups. I thought it was a tough shot.
And I thought they overall did a good job on Jokic, but down the stretch, they made a few mistakes. They double-teamed him right in front of his face. He hit Aaron Gordon for a nice little dunk there. Then when didn't double-team him, he made the proper read and made some timely baskets, and they made some free throws to seal it.
Yeah, wide open mid-range jumper. Steph got fooled a little bit there, left him. Jokic said, hey, I'll take the shot. He hits the shot. He gets a soft, friendly roll there in the fourth quarter. So the Warriors, they lose 5 in a row here. They lose a cup game. They got to start the quarterfinals on the road in a knockout stage. So where do you go from here? I think there are some positives. I could take some positives away. I know I said I wasn't going to sugarcoat it, but Moses Moody stepped up. Jonathan Kuminga, best game in weeks. I thought Brandon Podziemski played very well tonight. But maybe some of the patterns with the rotations, we're going to question that all the time with Steve Kerr. Of course, that's what the fans do. But it's a tough loss. You wanted to get this one to snap that losing streak and beat a good team.
I mean, you want to get a win anyway. You're going against a tough Western Conference opponent, the Denver Nuggets. But the Warriors tonight, the bench looked incredible in the second half. I thought they found a rhythm that they've been missing for the last few games. And the bench has been really the reason why the Warriors have a winning record right now. It's because they've been scoring at 51 points a game. That is their strength. The depth, and you talk about all the things, missing Draymond tonight, having guys like Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski step into the starting lineup and have success. I thought they did a great job being aggressive. Andrew Wiggins tonight, he was struggling with a shot, but played great defense. All those things are things you could take away. But man, with the bench playing this well, you want to close out a game like this.
Yeah, they played well enough to win on the road in a tough place like Denver without Draymond Green. And, you know, Steve Kerr talked pregame about maybe scaling back his rotation a little bit. Now, all of a sudden, all these players played so well. But I do think it's time to pick 8 or 9 guys and roll with them a little bit, let them get some rhythm, and then maybe go back to some of these plays. But tonight, I thought they all played really well. Like you said, they played desperate. Like maybe their minutes were on the line. But I thought Jonathan Kuminga was really good. We saw him play more of the power forward spot, the 4 spot, where he had some nice mismatches. Thought he had great shot selection. So depending on Draymond's going to MRI, depending on how that turns out, could be an opportunity for Steve Kerr to kind of solidify an 8 or 9 man rotation.
Yeah, left calf soreness for Draymond Green. He missed tonight's action. The first game of the season he has missed. He will get the MRI, as Mully just mentioned here, but some positives. Jonathan Kuminga, as you mentioned. And then now we have the Jokic tape.
Woo!
38 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, we know why he's won 3 MVP awards. But he shows it on a nightly basis. Even when I thought the Warriors, Fezzy Fell, did a good job. You guys mentioned in the pregame show, make him score. Well, he said, well, thank you. I'm going to drop 38 on you and still get my 6 assists and 10 rebounds. And he was just money in the fourth quarter.
The goal tonight, Bonte, was to make Nikola Jokic one-dimensional. He's a guy who can facilitate for the whole team, for the Nuggets, and he can score with the best of them. 56% from the field and 50% from the three-point line. So which way do you want it? Do you want him to score or do you want him to make plays for his teammates? I thought the Warriors did a good job in the first half, limited him to 5 assists. In the second half, they did a good job of limiting him to 3 assists. But Nikola Jokic is a problem, man. 38 assists. There at the end of the game, they just trusted him with the ball in his hands. Every time he got exactly to his spot, he's a big guy, so you got to really work in pushing him out. He got exactly to his spot and was able to get these shots that you call layups, but he makes them look so easy.
Yeah, I thought the Warriors did overall a good job on him. He kept the assist numbers down somewhat, but 5 starters in double figures. Denver wound up getting 32 assists. I think the Warriors had 36 assists, so the ball was hopping on both sides. Really what it came down to were the free throws, plus 13 for the Nuggets at the free throw line. Still baffling, the Warriors get 16 more field goal attempts. When you see that number, you think that's a perfect number for them to win the game.
We're having a blackout
They
here.
shot the lights out. Someone shot the lights out.
So we lost 5 games.
We lost 5 games.
That's how bad this is.
5 games. It's like, the show's over.
Technology's gone. It's blacked out here.
Are we fired?
5 in a row. The hell with it. Warriors losing. Oh, man. More coming up on Toyota Warriors post-game live. We're going to hear from Steve Kerr on the other side here as the Warriors drop their 8th straight to Denver and 5th straight overall.
Toyota Warriors.
All right, time now for the Mancini Sleep World Highlight Zone. Play number 3, Stephen Curry. Nice little give and go to Jonathan Kuminga. Set a great screen there.
Got to take advantage of those double teams. They got to find ways to take more advantage of those.
No doubt about that. 2 hands for
That's
safety
attacking
for
the
Eric
paint.
Congo.
Eric Congo!
There it is, 9 of 18.
Let's go.
19 points, 5 rebounds for J.K.
No turnovers.
No turnovers was the biggest stat to me from his performance
Great.
tonight.
I did not know slow-mo could go fast. Look at that.
Oh, that was
With the
nasty.
reverse, that was nice.
With hang time.
Ooh.
Slow-mo had a
fast
solid
mo.
night. Hey, Slow-mo was part of that lineup that went on the 21-8 run
a
to start
great
the
play.
fourth quarter.
They double Steph when he screens, too. I forgot
Great,
they
great
had
play.
that to the double team.
4.6
repertoire.
rebounds, 5 assists for Slow-mo, 2 of 4. Thought he had a great stretch there in the fourth
Number
quarter.
1
Play
is the
number
big fella getting the steal, the fast break.
Who's your airlines?
Air Indiana. Take off, big fella.
TJD in 22 minutes off the bench, 7.6 rebounds. So you get a combined 12 points and 18 rebounds from Loon and TJD.
Listen, Bonte, we don't get that opportunity very often. Okay, as a
know.
big man going to the fast break, being open like that, you don't get that. So you got to make him feel it every time like that. I love that TJ.
You ever had that opportunity in the NBA?
I've had a
Once.
lot, but I haven't had a fast break full court.
What about
They
Vandy?
called
Come on.
Nah, they called the foul. The couple of times I have in my head, they called the foul before. I was like, man, I was about to do something.
He's going to rock the cradle or something?
Back in my young days, man, I could do a little something, but I never had that opportunity.
Well, let's talk about Loon Dog, who got his first start of the season, and he's been playing really well. He's one of the top 5 offensive rebounders in the NBA, averaging literally 4 offensive rebounds per game. Tonight, 11 total rebounds. A game high, of course, 5 points, 2 and 3 from the floor, and 5 assists and a block shot from Loon Dog there. And the 2 steals. Look at the 2 steals, Fezzi.
I mean, Looney did everything that you asked of him tonight. He guarded Nikola Jokic one-on-one, did a great job playing. I mean, he's going to get fouls, which he fouled out tonight because you're playing against one of the best players in the NBA. But I thought Kevon Looney did as good a job as you can see on Nikola Jokic, forcing him to be a scorer and not a facilitator. And he was doing a great job rebounding. Part of the reason why the Warriors were able to get back into the game and really push the Denver Nuggets was because of a lot of his offensive rebounding, making sure he got the advantage on the offensive end. So did a great job there. Playmaking, 5 assists. You love that from Kevon Looney. He's a guy that you can trust whenever you put him in the game.
Yeah, and second chance points is one of the hustle points they won in 12-3, thanks to Kevon Looney's offensive rebounding. Another solid performance by him. Screen setting, and those offensive rebounds, the Warriors wound up getting what they get, 16 more field goal attempts.
Yep.
That's offensive rebounds. They didn't necessarily capitalize on them, but the second chance points they did. And we mentioned Bonte, Steve Kerr's he was upset about that call, but it didn't cost him the game. Ultimately, it was the free throws,
Yep.
right? Plus 13 from the free throw line. Fast break points, 25-11, Denver. That's usually a stat I think the Warriors usually kind of do much better in that area. And then first half, they did a pretty good job. Only 5 turnovers for the game. Points off turnovers, 22-13. A -9 for the Warriors.
10 turnovers in that second half, including 8 in that third quarter for the Dubs there. Those are winning categories, which the Warriors did not win. And we look at the odds presented by Great Resort and Casino. We sat back and relaxed, but the Warriors did cover the spread. So somebody out there is happy.
So someone knew something.
Somebody knew something. They covered a 5-point spread right there. And wow, look at that. The under wins. The under wins.
That's another night you cost me some money, Bonte.
No, I didn't cost you. The Hall of Famer did. We looked at him.
Why
I
did y'all
said
get
nothing.
quiet?
Maybe I'm throwing Chris
I
Mullin
said,
under the
I
bus.
said nothing. I just kept my mouth
That was
shut.
enough for me to say no bet.
You're the guy that gets us going, Mully. We need you next time.
My energy and intensity was gone with the NBA Emirates Cup. Once I saw that floor, I was dazzled and confused. I don't know what to do by the time the odds got there.
Karen, Monty, what you guys
Are
got
you
coming
sure?
up?
Wait till Vegas happens, man.
Are you sure it wasn't blinded and disoriented? because
A little bit of both, Karen. A little bit of both.
stuff to watch. Wanty and I were just talking about the case of deja vu we have right now, that we have to talk about another late game collapse. Right now, though, just right now, can we talk about one of the role players, Moses Moody, who only played 3 minutes against the Suns? Scoreless versus the Suns, by the way. Scoreless versus OKC, but tonight, a very impactful player.
Yeah, Moses in the first half didn't look good at all, but you know what? He's so resilient. Second half, he comes out in midway second quarter, and he misses his first shot. And after that, he just took off. He's making threes, he's getting layups, he's making passes. There was the one play where Podziemski decided he's going to go one-on-one against Joker, and Moody is alone, open on the wing.
Okay.
And BP waved everybody off and took the shot and missed it and goes down the other end and commits a foul on a three-point shooter. I mean, Moses is doing his part, I think, to earn an opportunity. Now, we'll see if it comes, but I thought tonight, the way what he gave this team in that third and fourth quarter, when the Warriors were playing at their best and really put themselves in position to win, built a nice lead. I thought that was a situation that would be looked at and should be looked at as a way maybe to give him a little bit more of an opportunity and maybe at some point a start alongside Steph.
All right, we will also talk about Podziemski, who actually got called out by Steve Kerr at the end of this one. So, a whole lot to talk about on Dubs Talk. I'll leave it at that so we can gather our thoughts for our show.
We know what you mean, KB, but Moody played desperate tonight, some very positive minutes, and I'm glad you pointed that out because he did only play 3 minutes in Phoenix, and we're all kind of scratching our head on why he only played 3 minutes against the Phoenix Suns. All right, our Toyota Drive Ahead coming up. Emirates NBA Cup bracket is out, and then we'll head it off to the Dubs Talk Live crew.
Toyota Warriors Post Game Live is presented by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places.